Imagine taking part in a race that is no less than 180 kilometers. You have to get there as quickly as possible. You have a choice of either running, cycling, or paragliding. Basically, it carries you or you carry it. If you don't know, that's exactly where we're heading for our next story.
4, 3, 2, 1, boom, start! Go, go, go! It's called the XC Africa. It's a little event taking place in the Drakensberg, where we've got 3 disciplines participating against each other. Very extreme combination, but it seemed to work. So we've got a set of pre-designated turn points set out along the route, and you have to get within a 400 meters cylinder of that virtual turn point in order to go to the next turn point. This year is a 4-day race, so you start at Oliphanthoek Pass and then you head out towards Sentinel area and then down to Cathedral Peak, all the way down to Monkskull where the finish is. In a straight line you're looking at about 175 kilometers. Obviously it takes a little bit more distance than that, especially for the mountain bikers that can't just cycle straight over a mountain but have to go around. So coming nightfall, we do have a no move period between 11 o'clock at night and 4 o'clock in the morning to ensure that competitors do rest and actually don't make silly mistakes. They actually have periods where they can just rest.
It's more about fun and actually just being out in the mountains than necessarily trying to win.
As with all overnight events, someone has to be looking after the food.
I'm preparing some pancakes here for my team. My team, they're a group of 4 people out there. They've been running since 7 o'clock this morning. 3 girls, 1 guy. Average age actually quite close to 50. But they're doing quite well. They're in good form. I saw them 5Ks back and they're in good form, so I'm preparing some pancakes. I haven't had like a solid meal. They snack on bars and stuff. So when they get in here, a hot, warm pancake with nice cinnamon.
You do sort of have your personal downs, let's put it out, just like that. Yeah, so your legs hurt, your feet hurt, back hurts, you're dehydrating it, and you have to sort of pull yourself together. But I mean, that's why it's nice running with a team. They pretty much remind you.
This is training. This is just entering these events and partaking in trail runs, mountain biking rides. That's the best training you can actually do. I can't train in a gym.
It is a first for me. So yeah, I think I just feel quite fortunate to be able to do something like this. You know, I've come a long way. I've trained really hard.
For me, it's about being in nature and about pushing personal limits. I think it's kind of a challenge.
But I'm 50 and I can still do this, and I think that's just, it's life and I'm really living it, so it's kind of, that's why I'm doing it.
But it's also the people you're with and being in nature for me.
Just running in this incredible environment, this nature. You know, you sort of get to the top of a hill and it's, you just see the whole escarpment. It's fantastic.
We always make sure we've got backup. If 2 of us needed to head off to get help, then the others would stay with the person who needed. So we kind of plan the group that in the event of something like that happening, we can help each other out. But it would be looking after each other.
How do they keep track of all the competitors?
So for the event we also issue each participant or team with a live tracker. This tracker can be viewed online at any time during night or day, and that's a way for us on the organising side to keep track of where our competitors are.
I've decided to use a little waist belt. The water is important. I started out with a 500 ml bottle, and then later in the day, as it started getting hotter, I actually picked up the 750 ml bottle as well. This is my first aid kit. It can be used to tape up anything from shoes to broken competitors as well.
Also for the teams that choose to have their own support crew, for the support crew to follow them around and make sure they can meet them at certain points.
Of course, the competitors would not have any idea where they would be at any given time, so trying to plan checkpoints ahead was almost impossible.
The runners obviously have the shortest distance to go. They can take a more direct line between the various checkpoints, but they obviously have a much tougher time of it because the cyclists can often just freewheel down a hill, for instance. And when the wind is right, the paragliders just shoot along at a rate of knots. I have to work literally every inch of the way.
So when you're out there, you're all on your own.
It's a self-navigating race, so each competitor can decide on their own race route. It doesn't get dictated by race officials, except for that we give them the turn points. So it's maybe 5 or 7 turn points along the route, and they can decide how they're going to get from A to B, which route they're going to choose.
The route sort of is a combination of tar roads, dirt roads, cattle tracks that form and rejoin, and just general mumbo jumbo. There's a whole lot of sections where there wasn't even a path at all.
Yeah, so there's a good mix, it's good competition, and it's very unique race. It's not as commercialized as your bigger races. There's definitely a market for this. The guys enjoy it because it's still small, and the flexibility of designing your own route as long as you get your little turn points along the way to goal.
It's actually our 3rd year doing it. The first year was the route we're doing today and yesterday.
Yeah, that was a bit of a climb. So last year we did quite a lot of portage, climbed over White Mountain, and we're going to do a bit of that today up over Bell Park towards Arthur's Seat.
The mountain bikers seemed to have the advantage this year, as Carl Scotts travelled some 250 kilometres to the finish at the Mountain Splendor Race Camp and to win the 2015 Exberg Challenge.
I think I did 180 yesterday and 70 today, and the total ascent I think was just 7,000 meters of climbing, 7 times Table Mountain.
No doubt that all will be back to challenge the Exberg 2016.